Fellow Nigerians, I beg you, do not speak ill of the dead. I repeat, do not speak ill of the dead. It is not good. There's a Latin statement which says, "De mortuis nil nisi bonum." De mortuis nil nisi bonum. In other words, do not speak ill of the dead. I can see many Nigerians reacting to the death of my President Buhari, saying all sort of things, all sort of vulgar statements against the former head of state and former president. It is not good. In another news, we have breaking news: the Awujale of Ijebuland in Ogun State, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono, has joined his ancestors. A king joins his ancestors. So the same day Buhari was pronounced dead is the same day the Awujale of Ijebuland joined his ancestors. Yes, he was installed as king on the 2nd of April 1960, as old as Nigeria. The Awujale of Ijebuland was installed as king as old as Nigeria. Now, looking at the circumstances surrounding the death of Buhari, we also have the nephew of the president. Yes, my thoughts are with Maman Daura, the late President Buhari's nephew, who's said to be in a critical condition in a UK hospital, praying for his healing, strength, and comfort for his family during this difficult time. The nephew of the president, Maman Daura, also is in a critical condition in a UK hospital, and not a Nigerian hospital. These are leaders that are supposed to make Nigeria better, but most of them are dying in a foreign hospital. I think 2 leaders have died in a foreign hospital. Any little thing, you abandon the healthcare system of Nigeria as a leader and you take yourself abroad to treat yourself. Isn't that ironical? So let's move back to the statement. The Latin statement, "De mortuis nil nisi bonum," do not speak ill of the dead. Let's talk about Buhari. Now, Buhari is a president who stopped the importation of foreign rice but died in a foreign hospital. I'm not speaking ill of the dead, though. Buhari closed the borders without any contingency plan. He just wanted to do things anyhow. He closed the borders, but he died in a foreign hospital. The healthcare system not improved. Remember, during Aso Rock, they were saying, Aisha Buhari was saying, we don't have this one now. We don't have, I don't know, no tablet, no vaccine, blah, blah, blah. In Aso Rock Clinic, under Buhari. The same Buhari lost elections in 2011 in Nigeria, and close to 1,000 people were slaughtered in 3 days by his supporters. That is why the statement, the monkeys and baboons will be soaked in blood, came to be about. He said, if he believed it was rigged out 2011. He said, if what happened in 2011 repeats itself, now monkeys and baboons will be riddled in blood. Don't speak ill of the dead, though. Don't speak ill of the dead. Okay. What happened that Buhari banned Twitter? Buhari were telling Nigerians, the youths that were not alive during the Civil War, he said, we were alive and we participated in it. He put out a tweet. We were alive and we participated in the Civil War. Some of us fought for 30 months. If you don't take time, we will return that experience. That is a Buhari. This tweet from the presidency made Twitter remove that tweet. Because of what Twitter did to Buhari's threat on Nigerian youth, Buhari now banned Twitter in Nigeria. Don't speak ill of the dead. Very, very important. I think this Latin culture should be part of our Nigerian culture. Don't speak ill of the dead. The same Buhari was fingered in the shooting, NSAS shooting. People were protesting against how SARS were taking the lives of Nigerian youths. But Buhari's government, they played politics. They said, okay, this gathering. Northern Nigeria said, we are not protesting. Protest is haram. Then, most of the protests were in Abuja and down south. The soldiers shot at protesters. We saw reports of people being shot down. Reports. We read it of people being shot down. According to reports. The same Buhari was in charge. And do not speak ill of the dead. My brother, which you go talk. Yaradua died. The whole nation went into mourning. You see, nobody can gaslight anybody anymore. You cannot gaslight people. Now that there is social media, you cannot gaslight anybody anymore. When Yaradua died, the whole nation went into mourning. Genuinely, people felt so bad. A good leader, the people felt his leadership. A Fulani, a Northerner. So anybody gaslighting that this is so region, they are the ones celebrating. That's so region, they are the ones celebrating. You see, even Portable self, they happy. Even Sunday Igboho, in the streets of Lagos, some young men are rejoicing the death of a leader. Don't speak ill of the dead is for Latinos. We are not Latinos, we are Nigerians. If somebody who, okay, for instance, Abacha died, people rejoiced all over Nigeria. Yaradua died, people mourned. So, who is bringing that gaslighting into our minds? A Buhari in the southeast, you know what he did in the southeast? Who committed a criminal offense going to Kenya to kidnap somebody in Kenya. He did the same with, I think, far back. This guy that was kidnapped and put in a box. It was then that we stopped receiving our visas. We are restricted. From then, when Buhari carried that kidnap then, it affected us entering into the country. Buhari did the first one, kidnap, put somebody in a box. It affected Nigeria and our foreign relations with that country. You now came back again and went to kidnap a British citizen in Kenya. And you say, don't speak ill of the dead. This is premium gaslighting. You see, those people, like I said, social media is exposing a lot about people. If we were in the era of then, those days, the traditional media will have packaged a lot of packaging. They don't package up. Maybe we don't activate some media platforms to emblem the man as a saint, like they package some of our leaders then. We call them heroes of democracy. If it were in those days that they say, this one fight for democracy, we fight for Abiola this, we fight for that, we were the ones. If it were in today's social media, you will have known that a lot of your leaders are not worth celebrating. A country that was literally destroyed by leaders, you are celebrating their demise. I don't know what to celebrate. It is your right to celebrate. It's your right. So don't gaslight me. People were made orphans. People lost their lives. Over 1,000 persons during 2011 elections, not to talk of the ones that were ready to kill during the 2015. They threatened and they brought in people. Under a Buhari that even Fulani went rampage. You put an executive order for Fulani to take over people's land. This menace of Fulani killings that have killed almost 100,000 of persons, orchestrated by a Buhari and co. They know themselves. Don't speak ill of the dead. The dead that caused a lot of misery to people. Don't speak ill of the dead. I'm speaking my own. I know about the Buhari. Python dance, I lost somebody. Innocent people that, innocent. You see, soldiers are just sent soldiers to place. People that don't know anything. Children. You bring them down. Don't speak ill of the dead. Well, it is left for you people to understand that the more we say the truth, the more the truth sets us free. If you're going to sugarcoat the truth, make sure that thing you're sugarcoating is the truth. Don't sugarcoat truth with lies. You can sugarcoat truth with more truth, but don't sugarcoat truth with lies. Buhari lived a fulfilled life of an average human being. But as a leader, to his family, Buhari lived... most Nigerians will never ever experience the life Buhari lived. 99.99999% of Nigerians may never experience the kind of life Buhari lived. Former head of state. He was fortunate. PTF chairman. Head of state 2 times. 8 years as president. And still having one of the biggest support bases in Nigeria till tomorrow, even at his death. You know what it is? We understand that. We get sense. Nobody say we don't get sense. We know what we are doing. But as a leader, he failed. As a family man, he may have succeeded in his family. They will praise him. There's a video of one of his daughters crying out. Crying. He came out from the London hospital. He was crying. So somebody stood and took his camera already set. Oh yeah, she's going to come out and start crying now. Use his camera and set it. She went into the hospital. She came out and she was crying. Death of her father. Another person tells us that the reasons why you don't have our leaders going to hospitals in Nigeria, because actually the APC person was defending the fact that hospitals in Nigeria can really treat our leaders. But the reasons why they are leaving to other countries, spend taxpayers' money, take it to other countries, is because hospitals can leak their health information. Yes, hospitals can leak their health information and it can be used against them. That is an excuse somebody open his mouth and start telling us. Garbachev told you that they invented a rat story. They invented it, they created it, they manufactured it so that they can deceive you. They can disinform you. They can disinform you. Not to know about Buhari's health, the president of a country. Other presidents, their health records are open. But Africa, everything is just... So somebody come and don't speak ill of the dead. This is not a northern or... People are saying Igbos are rejoicing, mainly Igbos. Those people carrying out those gaslighting. Your gaslighting will not work in the area of social media. Everybody is rejoicing. Any leader that caused pain to the people, everybody will rejoice. If you want to be unfortunate where you are sitting down. Everybody will die. Tomorrow I can die. That does not mean anything. So if I die, then what happens? What will you be remembered for? That is the most important thing. People remember Buhari as a wicked tyrant. A heartless person. So why are you now worried that people are remembering him? You remember him your own now. Abi no sabi remember Buhari for what he did. Print almost 20 trillion naira that the Tinubu government is still complaining to tomorrow. That these guys are taking us backward. Somebody print 20 trillion naira. No investigation. We have like almost 4 investigative departments created by the government, but nobody can trace that amount of money then being printed just like that. For that, devalue the currency. You are spending a lot. You printed a lot. I don't know what to use it for. You printed a lot, and you're using, after you print a lot, you rob Peter. You want to go and rob Paul again. Instead of you rob Peter, pay Paul. You rob Peter, one rob Paul, by using the things that you are supposed to use to stabilize the economy, using it to defend the naira again. You print, and you say, somebody will come and tell me that don't speak ill of the dead. The person can quote one Latin. Am I a Latino? Is it part of your culture? I've said it. This Nigeria, we need to restructure it so that it can save lives. It can save lives. I don't pray for anybody's death, but that if the next 80 years, you that are watching me, you may not be alive. You are watching this broadcast. It is normal for everybody to die. So what you do matters. We are looking at what he did. Don't go and tell us that why it's bad of you, blah blah blah. Somebody says Igbos are mocking the death of Buhari and Peter Obi don't be president. Which concern me and Peter Obi? Which concern me and Peter Obi as being president? Well, it is banter. We understand what moves on social media. You cannot gaslight someone like me. You understand? The state where Nigeria is now, everybody get beef for everybody. Fulani get beef for Yoruba. Everybody get beef for everybody. The future of Nigeria is uncertain as it is. You see, the top guys, the coalition being formed now, tells you a lot about the resentment people have at the top. They are willing to balkanize everything. I think this one is brighter. Now that Buhari is gone, what will the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do to those ministers that served under Buhari? What will he do to them? EFCC is supposed to be on standby, on alert, to start bringing out investigation and probing some of his ministers. Somebody, an APC top official, said that one of the reasons why Tinubu is not really hitting Buhari's government is because of the respect he has for Buhari. The reasons why, according to this APC politician, the reasons why Tinubu is not investigating corruption is because of the respect he has for a politician, a former president. This is the Nigeria of today. So what are we expecting? Number one, you have Buhari supporters, which would naturally fall into the ADC. The ADC now is a northern arm of the government. Yes, Buhari supporters will naturally collapse into the ADC. Number two, it is either Tinubu uses this Buhari's death to threaten some of these guys, to pressure them or to whatever, to do what he wishes to do. Is either to pressure or to convict or to arrest them or to incapacitate them from becoming a threat to him 2027. These are things that are reality. So these two things might happen. But it is for sure, even though it is not a good thing for us to come out and say it, that Tinubu is refusing to fight corruption because of Buhari, it is the reality. Tinubu doesn't want to touch these guys. Now, Buhari has said he is loyal to the APC, even until death, in quote. He is loyal to the APC. The APC made him who he is as the civilian president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Tinubu would not want to put his hand. But they decided to look at Emefiele, who I think Tinubu would not want to listen to any voice of reason, because Emefiele was the central bank governor that they used for this money stuff in order to stop him from suspecting that Tinubu will rig the elections with cash, and they introduce a cashless policy. So they have to go for the head of Emefiele. But elements like Malami and Hadi Sirika and other persons would not have been touched if Buhari were to be alive. But now he's dead. Let's watch what happens. It is needed, very needed, for this guy to be pro, because 19 trillion naira that was printed under the Buhari's administration is a lot of money. This administration is looking for money. Maybe they borrow $750 million for Lagos Highway. Now they recover how many houses, whatever it is, from Emefiele. Now I believe that this administration is looking for money, and where these guys touch this money, Tinubu will want to make sure that these guys don't have money to spend for elections. Whatever he will do, he's just waiting that they constitute themselves into an organization. But the thing for, you see, some people are using this as an agenda. They are using it as an agenda. Now we know that the relationship between the Fulani and the Southwest, there's a lot of friction, a lot of issues with their relationship because of this thing Tinubu is doing and the destruction of Nigeria. Some elements, I don't know whether they are being used from northern Nigeria, saying that Igbos are the ones reacting. Igbos are the ones this. A lot of things. Peter Obi will never be president. The Igbos are the ones celebrating Buhari's death. Blah, 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 blah. Everything. Peter Obi, everything. Igbo, everything. IPOB. Any propaganda they want to run in Nigeria today, they must mention a Peter Obi, they must mention IPOB, and they must mention Igbo. Because it's easier to use Igbo for anyhowness. Now, we know, it is clear, it is evident. The videos are there, the pictures are there, the tweets are there. Everybody across the geopolitical zones at one point in time celebrated the death of a Buhari. You will not find videos, you hardly find videos of some people from the Southeast having that celebration. Normally, you should expect that the Southeast, because Nigeria is not a united country, so forget it, expect that the Southeast will celebrate because of the Operation Python dance and some of the missions of the military in the southeast that killed over 1,000 persons, mostly innocent people that never knew anything about what was going on with IPOB and what have you. We knew his role in the war, how he threatened Nigerian youths. Shiba, I told you that Northern Nigeria, if they're going to run their propaganda now, it is about their selfish interests. Now, those politicians, some Northerners are very happy. Most Northerners are very happy Buhari died. They celebrated it. Streets, they carried empty coffee. They were running in the streets because of Buhari. But some politicians, though, they are looking for a way. You see, politics is a very dirty game, I tell you. Very dirty game. This is an advantage. So they will look for something they will use to cause enmity. Now, the Southwest politicians, they have given Fulani and Northern Nigeria a lot of punch. And the same Southwest politicians are scheming a way to make them paint themselves as saints. Somebody said, no matter the fight we have with Yorubas, which they cannot be worse as the Igbos. My brother, they are restructuring Nigeria. You understand? They are restructuring Nigeria. So at the end of the day, you can live in your region and celebrate evil people and evil leaders. Celebrate mediocrity. You can do that. You will be free. There will be freedom to do anything you want to do. But gaslighting people, nobody is being gaslighted. Awujale died. Some other persons died. Why are people not saying evil about them? But as a leader, Buhari did a lot of things to people. And you will not stop these persons. Buhari called, the person that called is Southeast dot in his circle. That dot in the circle has outlived him. You communized Southeasterners, human beings in the Southeast, because you were active during the war, 30 months of war. You supervised the killings of these people. Under Buhari, look at what happened to IPOB that was coming with ordinary placards just to protest for referendum and freedom. You carry all your power and might and everything. You hit them. I've said this. Nothing is stopping Nigeria from being restructured, whether I like it or not. If you are trying to mend Wesha, I trust the Southwest. I trust Trubu so that he knows he will not be deceived with whatever that is you are bringing to his table. Restructuring Nigeria at its best. May God in heaven, may God help Nigerians.